Hello. Welcome, all you awesome humans. Thank you. Um, yeah, today we're going to talk about it's really cool. Something that, so many of us we think we need to be doing it, but it's the intentions behind it that we need to clean up. We need to purify so that they're aligned with who you're meant to be, who you were created to be. So, what we're going to be what we're going to be talking about today is being of service. And you know what? The number one thing that the creator wants you to know right now in this moment is that the hmm, illusion of service that was created in this world, right? So it's been created by the medical system, the education system, the religious system, and the financial system. And it's, of course, run by the entire government system that's governing all. It's ensuring, it's an insurance policy, the government, right? It's ensuring that we maintain these systems. And what that means is, right, how do they get us to believe in these systems and maintain them? Well, because they ensure that those systems are our belief systems, okay? And why this is important today and how this comes back to being of service is I want you to feel into for a minute, what is your vision of being of service? Okay? And I want you to take a minute and recognize if you are physically doing something to fulfill being of service. And this is what the creator wants you to understand today, every day for the rest of your life is he doesn't need anything from you. Okay? It's really important to recognize that we live in a world of demands on our time, our energy, our resources. And that world has been created to sustain the illusion that we need to constantly be under pressure, but also it's recognition that we're actually creating a lot of that pressure ourselves. So we've talked a lot in the last, few weeks and last couple months really about the shifting that's happening in consciousness, right? So we're going from breaking down the old to building the new. The thing is that most people are trying to build the new by being of service, and they don't even know what that means. And so this is what, it's a term that's thrown out there a lot. Um, and it is a fantastic intention if you understand it from a universal perspective. Okay. So you were created to explore your own potential. Okay. Because when you do that, you literally and naturally contribute to the evolution of humanity. So the entire species benefits because you're choosing to participate. Okay. And what happens is that we've been taught and trained to think that being of service is doing something for other people, but it's not. It's allowing yourself to participate in a bigger understanding, a bigger perspective that you have of the universe, of existence, okay? And how do we shift this? This is really what the creators. It's such a cool day. I have to say the energy is so powerful. I woke up first thing this morning and I'm sitting in bed, and all of a sudden, you know, I could feel spinning. I could feel it, and it was like I could feel the universe shifting and coming back into this beautiful connection with itself. Right. This is what's happening right now, right? Because we've all been pulled out of our own connection and we've been told a lot of lies. And we're also being told a lot of the ways of how to get back to who we are. And the reality is, it's funny how he's showing me. It's so much simpler than we're being taught because it really is just about remembering, how to feel. The degrees of challenge are a result of the traumas and the experiences we've had. And we all have unique traumas that, you know, sometimes, like, let's just say, people have to go through abuse, mental, physical, emotional, um, and there can be tons of people, thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions that go through it, billions even. But it's recognition that every one of those experiences is going to be uniquely different. It's the same as someone, filing for bankruptcy, or someone else going through um, it, anything, right? Going through losing family members, whether through knowing that it's time to separate, whether it's one leaving when someone else doesn't want. And that's the same with death, right? Is one leaving when someone else isn't ready. It's recognition that we're still participating in this world inside of that old paradigm. And what I'm drawing, so to speak, is the box that is basically been created by these four illusions, right? So that's um, the medical, the education, the religion, and the financial systems. Okay. And we have a governing body that ensures, right? Like the government is literally created to ensure those four systems stay in place. Why? Because if they stay in place and the word they're using is adhere to them, right? So you choose to participate in your life according to those rules, then you won't remember who you are. You can't, because there's too much pressure on you. If you wake up every day and you have to do things for other humans, that's not being of service. If you have to, how do I explain it? It's like scheduling your time in a way that depletes your energy and creates a space where you're in such demand that you're exhausted afterwards. That's what those systems, and exhaustion comes in many forms. Sometimes it comes in shame, sometimes it comes in guilt, sometimes it just comes from, I had to give everything to everybody else today and I didn't have anything left. I just don't have anything left for me, right? Exhaustion can come from a conversation that's 2 minutes long and it can wipe you out for weeks and months. And this is where, as humans, we need to stop judging each other because our stories are so unique. And what makes them unique is not just what's happening in the moment, but every single moment of your life, your past up until this moment, gives you the experiences you need to have this particular experience. And so, what today, the awareness that the creator's here, the goddess is here, there's so many angelics, they're all here to help you celebrate your own perspectives, okay? And your individuality, because you already are invisible or invisible. You already are individual and unique. You don't need to fight for those things. And when you fight for them, what you're doing is you're giving whatever body you have decided to fight against. Okay. Even if it's all of humanity, it doesn't matter. The moment you fight against something is the exact moment you're giving that body all of your energy, all of it. And this is where, so many humans are more exhausted than ever. We think we're being of service to a greater good. We think we're participating in transformation and creating new and tearing down horrible, old, bad things. But the dynamic of being of service is understanding that you have a higher calling you're meant to participate in. It's understanding and recognizing that participation means becoming a physical being that reflects the awareness you have of existence, the universe, and your role in it. That is being of service. Excuse me for just 1 minute. I'm going to cough. Sorry. And this level of being of service is where we're going. It's simple, it's not complicated. And it's in the simplicity that there's immense, immense value. And that's the whole point is, why do we feel exhausted at the end of the day? Because we tried to make our value so complicated to please other humans. And what did we end up doing? We got to a point where we didn't have any time or energy to honor who we are. And that's what the creator wants you to know is honoring yourself first is the number one step to being of service. So if you want to be in service to your family and your thank you, Ashley, and you're not sure what that looks like because you have a job that you have to go to every day, and here's the thing. Participate in that job with the knowing that you're receiving money in exchange for it. If that vibration, the exchange doesn't feel right, then you need to ask yourself what it is about you that doesn't feel right. Right? If someone's treating you poorly, do not continue to give them your energy. Right? Choose to participate in finding a new job. Here's the thing. So many of times we sit in relationships, in careers, in living situations because we feel powerless to change them. But the truth is, you're always being offered opportunities to grow and expand your opportunities, which is really cool when you think about it that way. But we have to be willing to pay attention. We have to be willing to participate. And most of the time, we're not because we're too scared. What the Creator wants you to know and feel today is your opportunities are there, whether you ask for them or not. And sometimes they come in even when you think you're not ready. But if they're coming, it's because you are ready. Sometimes that's going to look like a relationship ending. Sometimes it's going to look like you getting in a car accident. I know that sounds crazy, but it's recognizing that it's happening because you're ready to go to the next level, to the next place. It's tricky, doing these lives and not talking with one specific human so that I have exactly specific details to work with and trying to embody messages for almost 8 billion people at the same time. Because everyone is so unique and so individual, it's tricky to do that. But what he wants you to know, what he, the creator, the being in this universe who knew he needed to create you because your aspect of existence wasn't here yet. Okay? And when you understand the fullness of that, it is so simple, it is so pure. All you need to do is allow yourself to feel the truth of who you are. Okay, it's gonna come through. If you're feeling frustrated and angry and resentful, let yourself go, okay, where's the resentment coming from? Okay. And if you start to go, it's coming from this person, I want you to go, okay, how did I create the dynamic with this person? Because your journey is never about anyone else. It is always 100% about you. So instead of, and this is why change doesn't occur, it's also why change is so much harder than it needs to be so often, is because we look to other people so we can say it's that person's fault so we don't have to change. And I want you to find some courage today. I want you to feel deep into who you are, okay? And I want you to recognize if someone else is annoying you, frustrating you, scaring you, I want you to ask yourself, how did I create the situation where this behavior from someone else became possible? Okay. And then instead of wasting a single minute on judging yourself, beating yourself up, getting annoyed and frustrated with yourself because you created that situation, because honest to goodness, that's just another waste of time. What I want you to do is go, okay, so if that didn't exist, right? If that dynamic that you created didn't exist, what would you create in its place? Which basically means, how do you want to feel in that relationship or that experience? Okay. And then the universe is going to show you how to create it. This is the trickiest part of everything. Okay. This is the entire trickiest part of being of service, because it means you have to participate even when it's uncomfortable, even when you don't want to do it. Maybe you need to walk away from a relationship. Maybe you need to have a voice in a way you haven't before. Okay. But it's recognition that your action is going to change your life. And it's time. How do you know it's time? Because you're feeling the resentment or the discomfort or the frustration or the jealousy or whatever it is that you're feeling. And that's what building a new foundation looks like. It's being accountable for who you've been, and it's also choosing to do things in a different way. Why? Because you're ready. It's that simple. Do not overcomplicate it. Don't have conversations about all of it, trying to tear it apart and work it out. It really and truly comes down to how you feel, not your emotions. Okay. That's not what I'm talking. I'm not talking about your mental reactions to your situations. I'm talking about the energy that runs underneath. How do you know when the energy feels good? Because it's calm, it's welcoming, it's warm. It doesn't feel good when you know your back is up. Your shoulders are up the moment you have to walk into a room. When you are dreading having a conversation, or when someone, is calling you and you don't want to answer that call. That's telling you the energy's off. It's having the courage now to create better experiences for yourself, for your family, for your work, because that is being of service. Because when humans are in the flow, okay, when you're in experiences where you feel heard, you feel seen, you feel respected, you participate at a different level. You're all in, right? When there's jealousy, when there's frustration, when there's anger and there's annoyance, you're about 5, maybe 10% in. That's it. Of your vibrational energy. A lot of the time you can be 110% in with your anger, but it doesn't energetically, you can't participate at that level with anger because it's not a universal energy. So right now, you're being asked to come together inside of yourself, to recognize where your true value is. And that's in your ability to feel. But feelings and emotions are entirely different. I've been talking about this for about 18 years now. Your power exists in your ability to tell the difference between feelings and emotions. And as you create more awareness for yourself, you become stronger. You become more fulfilled. And your life is more fulfilling. And the incredible part is you become of service to universal evolution, which is the exact reason you were created. So today, you're going to look for the things that annoy you. You're going to allow yourself to pay attention to your own participation in that. You're not going to judge yourself because that's useless. If you see a pattern or a behavior you don't like, you're going to create a new pattern, a new behavior, a new destination for your emotional reactions so that you can create experiences that are based on the truth of who you are and the truth of existence itself. Let me know how it goes. I'm very this is the cornerstone of the future of humanity. Our ability to do this. And I just any help that I can offer, please let me know. Share below. Okay? Thank you so much for watching and tuning in this week, you guys. I so appreciate you and I appreciate your time and your effort. Thank you so much. Bye.